Amy Slaton's second chapter, wedding date revealed, promising an intimate celebration of new beginnings. Dixon, Kentucky. In the lush, sun-dappled heart of Kentucky, where rolling hills whisper promises of new beginnings, a deeply personal milestone is on the horizon for one of reality television's most beloved figures. After months of speculation, quiet healing, and a very public journey of self-discovery, 1,000-pound Sisters star Amy Slaton has officially set the date for her wedding to boyfriend Tony Rogers. Multiple sources close to the family have confirmed to this publication that the ceremony is scheduled for October 26, 2024, a deliberately chosen autumn weekend that symbolizes a season of change and gratitude for the mother of two. This isn't just another celebrity wedding announcement. For Amy, this event represents the triumphant culmination of a chapter defined by immense struggle and the joyful dawn of a long-awaited stability. The wedding, planned for an intimate, rustic venue just outside her hometown, is being framed not as a spectacle, but as a sacred vow between two partners and a heartfelt promise of a calm, loving future for her sons, Glenn and Gage. The long road to I Do Again. Amy's journey to this moment has been broadcast into millions of homes, a raw and unfiltered narrative of weight loss, familial bonds, and personal turmoil. Her first marriage to Michael Halterman, which began with so much hope, ultimately became a central storyline of the show's later seasons, chronicling a decline marked by emotional distance and a perceived imbalance in domestic responsibilities. Fans watched with aching hearts as Amy, overwhelmed with the care of two young children and her own health challenges, pleaded for a partner who would truly share the load. The decision to separate and divorce was, by her own admission, the hardest of her life. But from that hardship emerged a resilience that fans had long suspected was at her core. It was during this period of rebuilding that she reconnected with Tony Rogers, a longtime family friend described by insiders as a steady, quiet presence in the often chaotic Slaton world. Tony isn't seeking fame, reveals a close confidant who spoke on condition of anonymity. He's a blue-collar guy who works hard and adores Amy for exactly who she is. After everything she's been through, that grounding energy is exactly what she and the boys needed. He's not interested in the cameras. He's interested in building a life with her. Why October 26th? The significance of the date. The choice of a late October date is deeply symbolic. Unlike a summer wedding bursting with bright colors, an autumn celebration speaks to warmth, richness, and preparation for a new season. Sources indicate that Amy was instrumental in selecting the date. Amy loves everything about fall. The family friend shares. The cooler weather, the leaves changing, the feeling of cozying up with family. She said she wants the wedding to feel like a warm hug at the end of the year. October is also far enough from the boys' birthdays and the holiday chaos to stand on its own as a special day. It's her season. Furthermore, the date positions the wedding almost exactly a year after her divorce was finalized, a purposeful marker of a full cycle of healing. It's her way of closing that book and starting a fresh one on her own terms. The source adds, she's calling it her second chapter wedding. An intimate affair. Family, not fans. In a stark departure from the television-fueled spectacle of her first wedding, Amy is planning an intensely private ceremony. The guest list is reportedly capped at under 50 people, comprising immediate family and a handful of lifelong friends. While TLC cameras are expected to be present to document the event for the upcoming season of 1,000-pound Sisters, the production agreement has been strictly negotiated to ensure the day's primary focus remains on the couple's vows. The network was understanding. An insider from the production team notes, Amy and Tammy's journey is their flagship, but they recognize that this is a fragile, beautiful moment in Amy's life. The filming will be unobtrusive, more like a documentary crew capturing a family event than a produced television special. The priority is Amy's happiness. The venue itself, a repurposed barn on a private farm draped in fairy lights and overlooking a small lake, reflects this desire for authenticity. The decor palette is said to be earthy autumn, deep burgundies, burnt oranges, forest greens, and accents of gold. The emphasis is on comfort: plush blankets for guests, a bonfire for s'mores in the evening, and a menu featuring hearty Southern comfort food. "She doesn't want a 5-tier fondant cake that nobody eats," laughs the family friend. "She wants a great barbecue spread, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a small, beautiful pumpkin spice cake for her and Tony to cut." It's about everyone feeling well-fed and at home. The sisterly bond, Tammy's role as maid of honor. No event in the Slaton family is complete without the complex, unbreakable bond between Amy and her sister, Tammy. This wedding, however, marks a particularly poignant milestone for both women. Tammy, who has undergone her own transformative weight loss journey and found love with her husband, Caleb Willingham, is slated to be Amy's maid of honor. This role is laden with significance. For years, Amy was Tammy's primary caregiver and fiercest advocate. Now, with Tammy healthier and more independent, their relationship has evolved into one of mutual support. Tammy is over the moon for Amy, the production insider reveals. She's been helping with planning details, offering opinions on colors, and has even been working on a speech. There were times in their lives when neither of them could have imagined a day like this. The fact that they are both here, healthy enough to celebrate it together, is going to be an incredibly emotional moment. You can expect a lot of tears. The guest list also includes Caleb, solidifying the two couples' shared journey. Their presence together will serve as a powerful testament to the life-changing results of their gastric bypass surgeries and their unwavering determination. Glenn and Gage, the true guests of honor. At the heart of every decision surrounding this wedding are Amy's two young sons. Insiders say that including Glenn and Gage in the ceremony is Amy's top priority. While the specific roles are still being finalized, the boys are expected to be miniature groomsmen, perhaps even sharing the duty of ring bearer. This wedding is for them, as much as it is for her and Tony, the family confidant explains, her voice softening. Amy's greatest wish is to provide a stable, two-parent home for her boys. The wedding is a symbol of that stability becoming official. She wants them to look back on this day and remember it as the start of a happy, secure childhood. Tony has already developed a wonderful bond with them. He's a fun uncle figure who is now stepping into a fatherly role. The ceremony will include vows not just to Amy, but promises to the boys as well. A public declaration of a private happiness. The revelation of the wedding date finally gives fans a concrete event to celebrate alongside the Slaton family. For years, the public has invested in Amy's happiness, cheering her victories and mourning her setbacks. This wedding feels like a collective victory. It also signals a new era for 1,000-pound Sisters. The show, which began as a documentary about the struggles of super obesity, has evolved into a powerful narrative of redemption, resilience, and the redefinition of family. Amy's second chapter is a core part of that evolution. The drama is no longer about whether she can leave her house, but about how she is building a beautiful life within it. As the October date approaches, the small town of Dixon is abuzz with quiet excitement for their most famous resident. The wedding may be intimate, but the goodwill for Amy Slaton is immense. It's the story of a woman who fought for her health, fought for her children, and never gave up on the hope of finding a love that felt like peace. On October 26th, under the golden Kentucky autumn leaves, Amy Slaton will walk toward that peace, surrounded by the family she fought so hard to build, ready to say, "I do," to a future she designed herself. And for everyone who has followed her journey, it will feel not just like a television event, but a personal triumph.